Welcome, my future students. My name is Edwin Diaz, and I got over 490,000 students in Udemy and over 700,000 students all over the world. Welcome to my NPM for Beginners course here. Now, you might be wondering, I know that you want to take this course for NPM, but what is NPM exactly? Let's find out. Well, NPM, we know, is a Node Package Manager. It's a package manager for JavaScript. Basically, that's what it is. So you're able to download packages for JavaScript like frameworks or even libraries, okay? It comes pre-packaged with Node.js. So when you download Node.js, you have NPM available to you, and you can use some of the NPM commands to download the packages, to update your packages, to do a whole bunch of little things that are very useful with JavaScript stuff. Now, it has an online database called NPM Registry at npmjs.com. That's an online database that has all the really cool packages that you can download for free. And some of them you have to pay for it. Now, you might be thinking, what is the course objective? Well, I'm going to teach you how to quickly and easily go up and running with NPM. Okay? I'm going to show you all the fundamentals really quick. I will get you up and running really fast, guys. And let me tell you why. Technology moves fast, and we can't spend years learning the tools. So my advice is this: pick a programming language you like, practice with projects, find the best tools for that specific language so that it makes your job easier. You don't want to spend a lot of time doing something that you do it all the time. All right. So like processing image, you don't want to write the code from scratch. You find packages for that, right? You learn the fundamentals of the tools and you practice. Don't spend a lot of time learning a tool. Okay, spend a lot of time learning the language really good and then use tools to make your life easier. Guys, with this course, you're not just getting a course, you're getting top support from me with your questions and your code. You will not fall asleep in my class, I promise you that. I'm not a boring guy, and you can tell that, right? So you will finish this course even if you get angry at me for pushing you. I will make you finish this course. Even if it's a short course, you will finish it. Even if I have to call you home. All right? So what are you waiting for? Are you ready for this journey? I hope you are, because I'm ready to teach you. Let's get started. Hi, welcome, my dear students. Now that you are my students, I want to give you some tips here that have allowed me to change my life. My life wasn't always this easy, but hopefully with these tips, some of you can also have the same change or even better change that I had or have recently or even from a couple years ago. Okay? So now I know that some of you are already doing pretty good with yourselves and you're taking these courses as hobbies, or maybe you have a pretty good career. But, you know, it's not all about knowledge. It's not all about specialized knowledge. You also need to live life, right? In a certain way to be successful in all aspects, okay? Now, let me give you some course tips, though. Since you are taking a course, I want to give you some tips for the course. Don't just watch the course, guys. Do it, okay? Take some time from your busy schedule and start writing the code, even if you think you know the stuff, okay? Ask questions only when you try figuring it out first. I know you probably have a lot of questions, but it's good to actually go and try your code and try to find the answer to that before you ask the question. So that way you get a lot of practice trying to find out, right? Treat everyone with respect in this course and all courses. There's no need to disrespect anybody. If you're having a bad day, don't say anything. Wait for the next day. Maybe you'll have the best next day, right? Life tips. Whatever you do in life that you want to perfect, that you want to master, do it consistently. If you don't want to master it, if you just want to build a habit, do it consistently. For example, if you want to learn how to do this course, do it consistently. If you want to learn a programming language, do it consistently. If you want to be a good person, do it consistently. Whatever you do in life, right? Do harder things first. You're just going to make the easier things a lot easier later on. Right? Does it make sense? If you do something hard, like say if you, for some reason, are having trouble doing math, do the hardest part first. Then everything else will be easier for you. If you're working out, start with the heaviest weight first. So that way when you're tired, you can do the less weights, right? The weights that are weight less. Finish always while you start. Don't let it sit there and do nothing, because it's gonna work in your subconscious. Okay, your subconscious is gonna get used to not finishing what it starts, and then your whole life is gonna be like that. Okay, you're always gonna leave things for next day, for next day, for next day, and you never finish it. Your whole life is gonna be a mess. Believe me. Try to always finish what you start, even if you basic things like doing your bed. Finish it. If you started it, don't get distracted. Just try to finish it. If you're cleaning your house, finish cleaning your house. Your car, finish it. It's gonna get your brain used to finishing what it starts. And once you build that habit, forget about it. You can do whatever you want in life. Okay? Anyway, hopefully, and I know if you follow these tips, you're gonna do a lot better than what you're doing right now if you're not doing it already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later on in the course. Welcome back, my amazing students. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how to get NPM, Node Package Manager. And now the name Node Package Manager means that it's related to Node. And Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment, all right? Basically, Node.js allows us to use JavaScript to communicate with servers, just like PHP does and other technologies out there, okay? So the first thing that you have to do is download it, all right? This is the current version. This is the most stable version. So you're welcome to download any of those and you're going to be good to go. If you click any of them, you're going to get the package here. Now, if you're using a Mac, of course, this is going to tell you, hey, download for Mac. If you're using Windows, it's going to tell you, hey, download for Windows. All right. So don't worry too much about that. You open the package. Sometimes you might need to unzip it. So make sure you have some type of program for that. And this is the installer, so it's gonna, of course, guide me through this. I agree, all that, just installed, and put your password if you have to. If you don't worry about it, and then just install it like you install any program, okay? And once you install it, the next thing that you have to do is open your command prompt or terminal, okay? For the Mac, of course, is the terminal, and you can go to the launchpad and type in ter, open it up. Okay, I have it open in another monitor that I got right here. For Windows users, of course, is your command prompt. So go to your program, search, and run cmd. Okay, so you go to your program somewhere in the left side, I believe, in Windows. Go there, click on run cmd or search cmd and just click it. It's going to be your command prompt, or anywhere in your Windows desktop. And if you get lost for some reason, you can't find it, just Google it, guys, how to find your command prompt in Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever version you have. All right, and once you are in your command prompt or terminal, all you have to do is write the keyword node, or the word node -v. Okay, or I think there's another version, -version. I think that's 2 dashes, and there we go. Okay, and that's going to tell you what type of version, what version do you have of Node, and now you're done. Okay, now, like I mentioned, Node is a environment for JavaScript, so we can execute JavaScript files in our computer. Just to show you, just a little demonstration. If I type in Node, that's going to take me to the Node shell right here. So here I can do JavaScript stuff. If I wanted to, I don't know, add a number, you see, 1 + 1. If I wanted to save it, okay, like if I just create a variable called number or something, and I wanted to save this calculation, enter, and if I put the variable name here, it's going to give me that result. Okay, so this is a little cool stuff here that you can play around with. And just to get out, Control C again, you get out. Okay, so when you install Node, you already have NPM installed automatically. Okay, there is the Node Package Manager. It comes with Node, so all you have to do is type in npm -v, and there you go, you have it there. Okay, that's the last thing I got to show you here. So now with NPM, you can install any package for Node.js. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture. Welcome back, my students, my awesome students. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you a really useful command when it comes to NPM, something that every beginner should know, okay? And guys, most programs out there, terminal programs, have some type of help manual that you can, look for, okay? So always look for some type of help. So that way, for some documentation inside your program. For example, NPM, right? For example, for NPM, we do this, NPM help. And now here, you can find a whole bunch of things that will tell you how it works, okay? So here are some commands that we can type in with NPM, okay? As you can see, NPM access, add user, audit, bugs, NPM install test, help search, all these commands here, okay? So we first run NPM, then the command, and this is the command. Where it's telling you is one of, okay? Where command is one of these. That's what it's telling you right here. NPM command, where command, which is this guy, is one of these. Okay, I'll show you just a couple real quick. So this one here will display the full usage. So if we do npm l, right, we get some more information. All right. So let's try one that I saw here. So just to show you, help search. This is a pretty cool one. And by the way, guys, you can also do this. npm, you type in the command that you want to know about. Let's say, for example, we want to know about the view, right? And we say view and then -h. And that's going to give you some more information about how this is applied, all right? I know it seems confusing, but once you get used to it, you'll find a way, okay? Let's go ahead and run the other one. So help, npm help, that's the first thing, and then search, okay, because that's the name of it. And then whatever we want to search, this command here is going to go to the documentation. It's going to log in online. Well, not log in, but it's going to go and launch some type of browser online and help you find something in their website. So let's just check for maybe outdated stuff in their documentation. And hey, it tells me, hey, listen, we found some stuff. This is what it's telling me right here. So there are some things that we found, and you can type in this command to find it in the documentation. There are some things written about on our website, okay? And this is the command to find it. So I'm just gonna paste that in here, enter. Well, and this is what it's telling me right here. This is straight from the website, okay? Pretty cool stuff. Okay, there we go. It's actually Control C. I got out. Okay, what about npm help update? There we go. Update a package. Okay, now I guess this new npm, it's not before. I think it's not doing that anymore. It used to launch me online and find information, but I guess it's doing it right here. So I just recently updated that. So that's another thing, guys. Sometimes you're typing in commands that's supposed to do one thing, and then you find out they do something else or something extra. Remember that npm or node keeps updating npm all the time. As node updates, npm updates as well. And they add stuff, they take off stuff, and you got to keep up to date with these things, okay? But just know that this command, let's go Control C. This command here, help, can help you find that information. Whatever they decide in the future doesn't really matter. Just know that help is going to help you find whatever you need, okay? Whatever information you need about that specific command, okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture. Alrighty, are you guys ready? Let's do this. Now, guys, this might seem like it's small information. Probably this is a very small course for you, but just know that what you're learning here, if you don't know it, it's something, it's it's really good because it's a really cool tool to use with your development. Okay, you're gonna use NPM no matter what technology you're using. If you're using PHP or JavaScript, whatever technology, you're gonna encounter NPM, especially with JavaScript stuff. And everything out there is JavaScript, PHP, HTML, CSS. You're going to be using NPM. Okay, so it's a really cool package or tool, package tool to use. All right, so I'm going to show you some more things right now. Let's go and create a project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop real quick, and I'm going a little bit ahead of myself, but I want to show you that this tool is not only capable of, you know, managing, you know, creating stuff like what we have been doing here. Okay, just doing little simple things like this, like, oh, let's look at the help section and all that. This tool can actually do a lot more things. All right, it can create entire projects. Okay, this tool not only manages packages for Node, but creates packages, creates templates, it does configurations, it does a whole bunch of things. All right, so let's go to, I'm gonna go to desktop real quick. Just, you can be on your desktop in whatever computer you're using when you open your terminal or your command prompt. If you're using Windows, of course, I think you can do CD when you open the command prompt, and you can do just desktop with uppercase desktop like that. Okay, and that would take you to your desktop once you open your command prompt. And I believe that you can do this C drive on Windows, something like that, or the backslash like this, and that should take you to your desktop. Or I think it's something like this, users and desktop. Okay, on Windows. Anyway, so I'm going to show you this real quick. You don't have to do it with me. I just want you to pay very close attention. So I'm going to create, let me make a directory here real quick. I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to call it NPM code, just like that. That's how you make a directory, just in case you don't know. In the terminal, NPM. I'm just gonna go to that. Okay, don't worry too much about what I'm doing right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use NPM because NPM right now is installed globally in my computer. Okay, so let's get it to work. I'm going to do npm init. Okay, and I'm going to tell, with this command, I'm going to tell my application here, my program npm, to initialize a project. I'm gonna press enter, and it's gonna start asking me questions. Hey, what package name do you want? Well, if I press enter, it's just gonna choose this guy right here. So I'm just gonna keep pressing enter, but you can just start typing in stuff if you want. Enter. Description, this is for Edwin Diaz, whatever. Enter. Point of entry of my application, index, or whatever I want to call it. I'm going to call it app.js. Test command, enter. Get repository, enter. Keywords, Edwin or whatever. Author, Edwin. License, enter. Whatever, enter. And now if I do ls to look at it, it created a package JSON file. Okay, now let me show you. You don't need to do this because I know some of you are using Windows. So if you don't know how to use the terminal, oh guys, if you don't know how to use the terminal, I got a great course for you. It's called Units. That's one for people that are using the Mac. Units for Mac users. And I also have another course called Bash. Okay, just in case you want to learn how to do terminal stuff. Okay, but just know that that information is out there. So I'm going to just show you what's inside that package. That's all I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm inside that package using Nano. And this package here, by the way, package.json, usually is in the root of the project. Okay, and this holds various metadata relevant to the project. Okay, so this file is used to give information to NPM that allows it to identify the project as well as handle its dependencies. Okay, so when you install something, I'm gonna show you later on, but when you install something, this file will keep track. And NPM, every time you run this program, NPM is going to be looking for that for whatever information you got on this file here, and it's gonna find whatever package you got based on here, and if it's outdated, it's gonna update it. It's gonna do a whole bunch of things. So this is going to give NPM information about your specific project at the moment, okay? Because you can create many different projects that have many different package.json file, okay? So package.json is not just one file, it's one file per project. So I'm gonna Control X to get out, okay? And I'm gonna show you. So I was able to do this. I'm gonna delete what I have. I'm gonna remove everything from here, okay? I'm gonna remove all the extensions. It says it won't remove that for some reason. Don't worry too much about what I'm doing, okay? I just want you to pay very close attention. All right, let me see if it removed everything. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let me clear this out. So you saw how we were able to create a project using NPM init, right? That's really awesome stuff. Now, you can also avoid all the questions of that and do NPM Y. Enter, and that's it. It created a project for you immediately. All right, it created that package.json, and now you can start installing stuff like npm install whatever. Use the command to install whatever package you want. We're gonna learn a little bit about that later. Okay, so now if I wanted to actually let me remove that package.json. If I wanted to install a React package, I'll do npm init, or initialize a React package, and I will do this. Where do I want it? I want it my app right here, and that's going to create a React application, at least the template, so you can start playing around with it. Okay, super simple. Control C to get out and not install anything. I'm just gonna remove my app. Okay, let me do this, and that removes everything. Okay, that removes that folder. But anyway, so that's npm init for you guys. There are other commands that you can try with npm init, other options, okay? But that's more of an in-depth course. You really don't need to know that much when you first start. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next lecture, guys. Hopefully this gives you some information about npm init and showed you a couple different things. Thank you. Alrighty, welcome back, my awesome students. So what I'm gonna do here, I still have that folder right here on my desktop. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to install a package, but I want to start it with npm init first, because I can't really install a package unless I have something initialized, at least the package.json file. All right, I could create that package.json manually if I wanted to, but I'm gonna let npm do it because it makes no sense me creating all that data manually, right? If I can just do it like this. So npm init, not unit, but init, and then we press the Y, because I don't want to be asked questions, right? Now, guys, you can open this up in a IDE if you have integrated development environment, or any text editor, and run it from there. Run the if you have a terminal built into your text editor or whatever, just you can run it from there if you want. So that way you can see all this here. Like for example, I believe I have WebStorm here somewhere. WebStorm, there we go. I'm just gonna open it up and show you real quick. Guys, I'm always trying to show you extra information, even though sometimes it might not be 100% related to what I'm actually teaching you at the moment. This is related though, but I like to show you new things, because the more the more I show you, the better you're gonna become, and maybe later on you're gonna use some of this information for your benefit. Okay, this stuff that took me some time to learn, and I wanted you guys to learn it easily. Okay, so the more information, the better for you guys. This is the way I see it, And that's it. Let me just open it up. I don't know why my IDE keeps going down and up. Anyway, this is a WebStorm. This is a really cool tool to have for your projects, for your JavaScript projects, your HTML. And as you can see, we have the terminal down here, and it opens up in the same root right here. So I can type in the stuff right here. So the reason why I'm going to use this instead of the command prompt or the terminal, I can use this because it's doing the same thing. Okay, this is just built into it, and this is outside. I'm going to use this for demonstration purposes only, because I want you guys to see what's happening here when I install a package. Okay, so we can install a package. Remember that we can do this and then help -h, and it's gonna give us some instructions on how to install a package, which is really easy, by the way. So npm I can do I, and then express, just an abbreviation, but I'm gonna do install and then express. This is just a package here that we use when we are playing around with Node.js. And as you can see here, I'm gonna show you, I just pressed it here, and all of a sudden it's showing me another field here in this JSON document that is telling me, hey, this is a dependency. And look, it's called express. Okay, so this is a package that it downloaded, and once it downloaded this package, it created another folder called Node modules. Remember, we're doing Node here. That's what we got installed. Okay, and this folder here, if I click it, is gonna have a whole bunch of information, because in order for Express to work, NPM also downloads other packages that it depends on. So npm, okay, install, this command not only installs the package that you're looking for, in this case Express, but it also installs any packages that it depends on. Okay, so of course you're gonna see a whole bunch of things, and you're gonna see Express right here. This is the package. I don't know if you can see it there because it's kind of small, right? Now if I install another package, npm install course, for example, you can see now that I installed course. And now if I look at this, we can see course. Okay, and we can see the library here and the package.json of that file. Express, the library here of any other packages, right? And right here. Each of these should have a different structure, but most packages are going to have a library folder, right? So this has the router. I can download all kinds of JavaScript files. And by the way, when you download something, it downloads it from the library called npm.js, npmjs.com. And here you can start looking for that package, whatever package that is. In this case is Express. I'm going to press enter, and you can see that it found Express. We just click it and we find information about that specific package. Okay, how to use it, the installation. This is the command right here. Okay, some quick start if you want to generate, you can download another package here called Express Generator to have more of a quick start for Express. So you read on it, and you get more familiar with it if you want. So this is how we install packages with npm in Node. See you in the next lecture, guys. Welcome, my awesome students. I hope you guys are paying attention. I know this is a short course, but you're here for a reason. So make sure that you're learning this stuff right, because you're going to need it later on. All right. So close your doors, your windows, tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whatever, your grandma, your kids, to leave you alone and give you some minutes. Okay. All right. So let's do this. So we already installed dependencies we learned how to install dependencies, right? We're using npm. But what about the stuff that are only needed in development? because right now these dependencies are needed for a project. Let's just imagine we're creating a project. All right, so we have dependencies and we also have development dependencies. Okay, for example, let's say we want a, I don't know, like a library that helps us write better JavaScript. It's going to help us iterate through arrays better, object strings. It's going to help us manipulate stuff, or, you know, test values or create composite functions. If you didn't understand what I just said, do not worry. But let's just say that we are using a package for development, not for production. Production is when it's out there already on the online working. All right, let's just use it in our computer. So how we install a package for that only? We don't want it to be included. So here's the command. Let's say I'm going to be using a famous library that's going to help us do what I just said to you, which I'm not going to repeat. But anyway, Lodash. Okay, and then we just pass a flag here and we just say, we put safe. Now this is not going to be a regular safe, okay? This is going to be a special safe, a safe that is going to allow us to save this dependency or this development dependency. Here, we're not really telling your NPM right now, save this dependency. Save this as a dependency. We need to include something else. Right here where I have the cursor, you put the little dash and you put dev and then enter. And voila. Now if I click here, you can see now that when I click, guys, when I click my IDE, it just refreshes. So you see now that we have a new field in this JSON document, dev dependencies, Lodash. All right. Perfect, guys. And this is with every application out there. So remember the command for any package. I mean, you're going to put -- save -dev or dash if you want to call it that. Look at that dash. It's right here. Isn't that funny? And then LOL dash. I'm just joking. All right. Come on. You got to put some humor into this, guys. And at the same time, some attention. Don't make me give you an F. Alrighty. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Welcome back, my dear students. So in some cases, you already know the version that you want to install in your application, the dependency you want to install. You know the version number. Like, let me just give you an example. Like, we do a lot of PHP stuff here, and there is a version of Laravel that only works with certain versions of PHP. And sometimes certain packages don't work with those versions, and we need to install certain versions of Laravel. So, and this is just Laravel, but the concept is this: there are a few things that you can do here to install just specific versions of whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. For example, let's say we want to install a version of Express, a different version. Let's just play around with the I was using, I think it was the Lodash. All right, but let's just play around a little bit with this. I'm gonna say npm install, and if I wanted a specific version of, let's say, Express, I would just do Express @ and whatever version I want, 3.3. okay, I can be very specific and it would download that version for me. But if I want to download the latest version of 3, for example, I can just take all of them out and just put that. Let's say I want to download Bootstrap. Bootstrap at version 4. I'm going to press enter. And that's going to download the latest version of Bootstrap. Okay. And as you can see here, it downloaded 4.3. Now let me uninstall that. Okay. Let me actually go down and uninstall Bootstrap. There we go. Sometimes that doesn't work if you just do it with the version you just do uninstall Bootstrap. Now let's then uninstall the latest version. Okay. Let's install it actually. Enter. And now you can see the latest version was 4.3. But what about version 3? Let's uninstall it. Let's do install version 3. I use that one a lot. Enter. And now you can see 130 packages. Version 3 was 3.4.1. Let's uninstall it. Let's install version 3. I don't know. Let's uninstall. Let's see if it has version 3.1. It doesn't have version 3.1. Sometimes some of these packages don't work. 100. Actually, that was uninstalled. Hold on. Let's do this one. Let's see if there is a version 3.1.1. And there we go. See that? So you can be a specific or not be a specific. Okay. So just to give you heads up on that. Now, if you want to only install the latest version, you don't have to put anything. You don't have to put, oh, I just want the latest version of 4 and just do 4 at symbol 4. No, you just do it without it, and NPM will take care of the rest if you want to install the latest version. And I keep saying uninstall, right? I think I said that like a couple seconds ago. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you got the message here. I hope you got the lesson. And I'll see you on the next lecture. All right. I already can hear some of you saying, Edwin, all right, you did not show me. You showed me how to install things, but what about taking them off? How can I do that? Well, you got a couple options here. First of all, you can just take the field off. I don't recommend that. You can make a mistake on your package.json, and you know. But so usually you take that off and you just run npm install, okay? And that's gonna run this file again. All right. So as you can see here, it was very easy to make a mistake. Let's just close that, and I'm just gonna comment that out, and I'm just gonna take this off. Okay. Let's just do it right there. Anyway, and then just npm install, and that's just going to install whatever we got here. Now I don't want to do it like that. I want to show you the right way, because when you do it like this, what happens is that you leave stuff in the no modules folder. Okay, simple. So I'm gonna Command Z or Control Z, whatever you're using, and I'm gonna undo all this stuff. And here I'm going to say, hey, listen, instead of installing, I'm going to uninstall. And let's say I want to uninstall that Lodash, even though I like that utility stuff. It's cool. And then we got to tell npm, what is it? Is it in the dependencies or is it in the dev side? So we just type in the same command we did before and enter. And now look at that. The dependencies document is empty here. Okay. Simple as that, guys. This short was nice and sweet, right? See you in the next one. Take care. Welcome, my awesome students. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how to install the packages globally and uninstall it, of course, and where they are located, right? So here's the deal. Right now, every time we run npm install, we are installing packages in our project, depending where we are. Okay. So for example, in this case, let me open another tab here. Right, this is the folder that I'm located, right? npm code, that's a folder, that's my project right here. So every time I run npm install, it's gonna run npm to this folder, right? Well, if I wanted to install something somewhere else, right, I would do install express, and then I would pass a option for global, the G, -G, and that's going to install my package globally, meaning that somewhere else in my computer, somewhere in the root where npm actually resides, it's going to install there. Not where it is located, not where the program is exactly, but it's going to put it somewhere in my computer that's away from the projects, from the local projects. You see, so far we have been learning how to install the packages locally, project by project. But now if I do this, npm install express, and let me look at my first screen here. So in my computer, in the user local lib, there is no modules there folder. If I do ls, you can see that I got npm, which is the program, NPM and Angular. That's okay. So if I go to the second tab here and I press I do the G, let's do that. I'm gonna press enter. That's going to install it locally, but it's telling me something about missing permission, missing right access, right? So what I'm gonna do is, sometimes you need to run sudo. This is for Mac operating system. Sudo, enter my password from the computer, my login password for this computer, and that was going to do something there. Obviously it did something. Now when I go to the local package here, to the no modules in the global area, if I do ls, you can see now that Express is here. Okay, so this is the like the center location, the central location where global packages are installed in my computer. For Windows users, in the other hand, you're gonna have something like, you're gonna have your user profile. I don't know what that is, whatever name you have in your computer, and then it's gonna be on app data somewhere, roaming, and you can always Google this, guys, NPM, and then the folder is gonna be somewhere here, I believe. Okay, node modules. This is for like Windows 7, 8, 10. Okay, I think for like Windows XP, it doesn't have the roaming. You need to take this off. All right, so that would be like the user profile, whatever, however you can find app data. Okay, in your computer you can search for it, and then the next folder should be NPM, and then no modules for Windows 7, 8, and 10. For Windows XP, you got the roaming. Okay, remember that. I mean, for Windows, this is for Windows XP, this is for Windows 7, 8, 10. Okay, something like that. Guys, you can look this up. But anyway, I'm going to uninstall that because I don't need Express globally. So I'm going to uninstall. Right? And it removed that. If I do ls, it's not there anymore. Perfect. Alrighty. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Welcome back, my awesome students. So there are times when you want to, when you're nowhere around your, you don't have an IDE or a text editor, and you want to know what's installed in your local NPM directory or no modules folder, right? So there is a way that you can just type in a command. For example, if we type in help, right, we're gonna get some information. It's gonna tell us, hey, listen, and right here, here's some commands. So what can we use from here to kind of list some of the stuff that are installed here. Let me see if we find anything here. Look, they have a list. So let's do that. Let's do npm install, well, not installed, let's just do list, and let's actually look to see if that list has let me see something. Help list. Let me just see if we can do something else with that list. npm list, la, and that. Okay, those are okay. So I can do just LA here or L, and then whatever I want. Let me see. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let's just do npm list, and let's see what we got. There we go. So it does work. It has Lodash. Yep. And then npm ll. There we go. That works as well. All right. Perfect. So it's giving me an error here, but Angular no modules. I was just looking for the error, guys. Don't worry too much about it. Let me see. That's because I am in the other folder now. You see that? So let's go to our local folder here. This is the one that we need. There we go. And that gives me what I want. Alrighty. Perfect. Yeah, because this folder probably needs permission in order for us to run that command, okay, successfully. Let's just clear that out. Let's go to here. As you can see, we have the express and course. So the course has two dependencies, object assign and vary. This express here has a whole bunch. It has this accepts, and this accepts has MIME types and MIME-DB. You see that the little branches here, these are dependencies. And accepts has a dependency of negotiator and MIME types. And MIME type has another dependency of MIME-DB right here. You see that? Now accepts also has another dependency, array flatten, body parser. Look at that. Body parser has a whole bunch of other dependencies. Look at this branch by its content. Look at that. Then HTTP errors. Errors have more. This is beautiful, right? So that's how you can list your packages, your local packages with NPM list and its dependencies. So let's take a little deeper now. Let's say I wanted to look at the packages without its dependencies. Let's say course, right? So let's just NPM list. Let's pass a, and that's what I wanted to see before, if he had any, if he had any other usage. Okay, maybe we can find some more information on the website if we do the search, but I'm not going to do that right now. You can do that on your own. You know how to search for that type of information, right? We help search. But right now what I'm going to show you is we list and we want to go depth. I think that's how it's spelled. And if I do 0, it's just going to list my packages without its dependencies. Okay, so now I know that I have 2. If I wanted to go a level down with dependencies, I just put 1 and we go a level down. Okay, Express has those. What about level 2? Level 3, level 2. Okay, depending how many dependencies you want. In this case, if I do 1 only, okay, we're just seeing the package and it's 1 level dependencies. If we do 2, we see the package and these 2 levels and 3 levels. You get the drill, right? Right. So if for this guy right here, I think I'm gonna try something real quick. Let's try npm list, and let's just pass the global. I can just pass the G, I believe, and let's just say if it does it like this. There we go. Okay, let's pass the G. Sometimes I experiment with abbreviations, and there we go. All right, so if we pass the G, we want to see the global packages we got. Okay, and we can do the same thing here. We can just say dep to 0. There we go, and then I can see that I got Angular and npm. Okay, simple. That's useful, right? Alrighty, perfect, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, guys, to keep studying, to keep getting better, keep learning new things, you know, and consistency. If you for some reason you don't understand something, just keep trying it and trying it every single day. And one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, wow, this is so easy. But a couple months ago it wasn't, right? It was really hard. But that's what's gonna happen if you keep trying over and over again. Repetition. So see you in the next lecture, guys. Take care. Guys, I think I'm going to create it like a bloopers or bloopers. I don't know how you call that when you make errors in your videos, because the last one was just so funny. I tried speaking and my voice just went out completely. It was like I was just cracking up for like 10 minutes. I wasted 10 minutes of my life cracking up there, but laughing is good. But anyway, guys, aside from that, what I want to show you in this lecture here is that, yeah, I want to demonstrate to you that you don't need this folder here to make things work. This no modules folder. If I delete it, I can just recreate it real quick. So just in case you have some type of problem in your application one day, when you are, let's say, using Composer in the future, maybe for PHP or something like that, you can delete this file. All we need is the package.json. And of course, you can also delete this information. And I'll show you. I can just leave this empty. And if I do npm install, okay, well, it's not going to do anything because it doesn't have that information. But look what happened with no modules folder. It just removed 53 packages because it's empty now. You see that? Now, if I delete it completely, you're going to call me crazy. Go ahead, call it to me because I won't hear you anyway. I'm going to paste that. I'm going to do Command Z to undo that. And I'm going to, you see I don't have the no modules there. I'm going to do npm install. And now if I look at my no modules, it's back again. So don't be scared to delete this folder here if you're getting any type of error in the future. One of the best ways to avoid things is just deleting this whole thing again. And don't be afraid to delete this. Of course, I would suggest backing up this file. Okay. And that's it. And you can, of course, install whatever version you want. If you want version 4, let's say here, you can just go do that. Okay. And do npm install. Okay. And if you go there, you're going to find Bootstrap somewhere 4 point something, whatever. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back, my amazing students. So in this lecture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to run scripts using package.json here. And if you can look at the line 6 right here, we have a field called scripts. And another field here called tests. So this field here is an object or a document, if you want to call it that, and it's going to have some keys and values there. Now we can run the scripts by using npm and the name of that script. In this case, test. But I'm going to show you another way. Let's put the start right here. Okay, because if I run test, I'll show you. Let me just put nothing here on start just to take that away. Let me just do npm test here. If I do this, you can see here that it says echo no test specify exit 1. Same thing that is here. Okay, so we know that here in the terminal, whatever, if we want to run an application, we have to call it by its name, right? Most of the time. So if I wanted to run Python, I run Python and then whatever code I need. If I wanted to run PHP, I run PHP and whatever code I need, because that's PHP, the language. And if I wanted to run Node, I do that. npm is not different. npm and then run and then test. Okay, well, this one is not gonna do that, but we can say npm test like this. I forgot. There we go. Test failed. Okay, npm test. Now if I wanted to run the next one, I will have to call it by its name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run node with this one. Okay, and what I can do is I can run another file that I have on my system. Usually when we are doing like Express servers or using Express, we do something like this and we execute a file. Okay, I'm going to create that file right now. That file is going to be app.js, and inside here I can just write whatever I want. Console, so you can see it. I am running solo with, actually I'm running with Edwin Diaz. I don't know why my ID does that with my name. I'm going to alright, whatever. I'm just gonna leave him alone. Alright, so npm start, and as you can see, it's running that, and that file, it's saying I am running with Edwin Diaz. You can see it right here in the console dialog. So Node, we are running a script here that's using Node to run this file here, and you're gonna see that a lot when you are creating applications using, of course, package.json or NPM, right? So that's about it. That's how you run scripts, and you can create as many as you want. Sometimes you are going to be running a command and you're going to get a update warning here. So I'm going to show you how to update your NPM. NPM install NPM at latest -G. Now, if you're running in a Mac, make sure that you do sudo and then you type in your login password for your computer, and that's going to install your NPM to the latest. Now, of course, you also might want to install, and let me see the problem here. You might also want to install the latest of Node as well. Let's do this again. Sometimes you might have to get out of the terminal if you get that type of problem like I did. This one says no matching version found for NPM latest. Okay, that's weird. So let me just get out of there, get out of my project and do it in my terminal, because sometimes you will get really strange errors. Okay, really strange. And you have to try a couple different things. If it gives you something like that, just get out of it and do it from somewhere else, or close your terminal or something, or try to figure out, maybe you see it says permission there. So I forgot my permission. Sudo. And let's see if it does it. I already did it a couple minutes ago, and I figured, I said, let me show my students. Right, you see, he added 3 packages, whatever, and so it worked from outside, but for some reason my project wasn't working. Okay, so you might want to get out of your project or close your terminal or do it from somewhere else, because sometimes these things are not 100%, and NPM is going to have its problems once in a while. Okay. So don't think it's you making the mistake. It could be them. It could be the program that has a bug. Okay. So this is how you installed the latest version for your NPM, which is very useful to have, because depending on your version, it's going to install different packages, the latest packages, or better dependencies or something. Okay. Maybe they made it better. All right. Of course, they make it better all the time, but you know, it's always good to keep updated packages, updated programs. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture. Welcome back, my amazing students. So you don't need to go to npjs or npmjs.com or .org, whatever, to get packages. You can actually search packages. You can actually do it from here. So let me show you. You can search that registry by doing npm. Let's say, for example, you want to search for the make directory package, and you search for it, and it's going to tell you, hey, listen, we found it. It's called make directory. This is the description here. This is the author, the date, and the version. So let's go ahead and install it. So I'm going to go and say, hey, listen, npm install, and install it. And that's going to install the M directory package 1.30. Okay, super simple, guys. And of course, you can find more information by going online and looking at what that one has done. Okay, or you can just go and try to make it work. I think that package does something. If it does, well, I know it does something. It's gonna make a directory, and it's gonna give us some more extra functionalities. All right, so but anyway, that's how you do it, guys. That's how you can search for a package, find the name, and install it instead of looking for it somewhere else. Let's say you want to find a package to do CSS animation. Let's just do npm install, or let's do animations here or something. Maybe finds a package related to that. Oh, that was installed. Look, it had an animations package there. Okay, let's just search for it. Search for something. Sorry about that. And it has a whole bunch of different things here that you can look for. Okay. And it has a description here. All right, this was the React component here. Look at that. All right. So I like this one, the v installed v show slide. Awesome. I'm getting my project going here, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lecture, guys. Welcome back, my dear students. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to install a package and use it. All right. So for example, I'm going to be installing the, let me show you the math random package. Okay. Let's install that. And I'm going to show you how to use it real quick, just in case you guys get curious and you want to play around a little bit. So I'm going to say math NPM. NPM installed. I'm just gonna do I from now on. All right, guys. Math random. I think I put that backwards there. Alrighty. Perfect. And right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to install it. Well, I'm going to require, and this is in Node. Remember that I'm using Node. Let me just put this back. Edwin Diaz here. I'm just going to bring this down here. All right. So I'm going to create a constant. I'm going to name it random. I'm going to use the require function from Node. And I'm going to require it there so that I can use it. So now here, I'm going to grab the console so that I can see what in the world I'm doing. And I'm just going to run that function. Random, just like that. Okay. How do I know how to use it? Well, I went to the page and I read a little bit about it. Simple. So now if I do npm star, remember that npm star is going to run my script that I got right here, which my script is going to be doing node app.js. I can do node app.js and run it here, but I want to be using npm to show you guys. Now, as you can see, we got a random number. Let's do it again. Random number. That's awesome, isn't it? And I can do this too. Node app. Look at that. Alrighty, I just wanted to show you that just in case you guys, you feel like an explorer and you want to explore things and packages out there and you want to play around with it, know that you can do it here. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for everything, guys. For some of you taking my other courses, for some of you paying attention to the lecture, for some of you even liking me, because I'm a very difficult person to like, right? But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lectures. Hey guys, I wanted to personally thank you for taking my course. In my courses, some of you are fans, right? You guys take all my courses, and I really appreciate that. It really means a lot because it helps me keep creating more courses for those of you that need it, and those of you that like to get some of the motivation inside the courses and all that. If you guys need extra help, you can always send me a private message or ask for me in the class and I will contact you, okay? Now, I got hundreds of thousands of students and maybe millions by the time you're looking at this, but don't worry, I will get to you. If it takes me a little bit, don't worry, I will get to you, okay? Don't forget to keep learning and practicing consistently, guys. That is the only way you're going to ever achieve anything, okay? Don't forget, consistently every single day. Don't miss a day. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next courses. Take care, guys.